Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, friends and Leen Teamers. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. I break down all things Big Brother. Tonight, we are closing a chapter on BB Canada Season 10. We had the finale. We're going to talk about it. But first, if you want to support the channel, give this video a like. You can also join our one and only membership right here on YouTube to be a part of the Leen Team, or check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Joleen Lunzer, or you can send a super chat during the live, hit me up on my socials, Venmo, Cash App, you guys know the drill. All right, let's set a like goal for 170. How about that? And please let me know all your thoughts, hopes, dreams, and opinions in the live chat, and also after the video posts. Leave your comments, you guys. I love hearing what you have to say and what you think. So Big Brother Canada is fini. Je suis fini. Je suis Marty, America's favorite player. No, Canada's favorite player, not America's. Okay, but I have a feeling America would do something very similar and vote Marty their favorite player, because we have a history of doing that. It's the casual vote. Okay, however, I will say that I got a lot of use out of Marty this season. And my Marty, let's see if I can find him here. My Marty said, Je suis Marty, comment t'appelles-tu? Je suis no win, but je suis win, Canada's favorite. Hey, me, Marty, hello, buddy. Canada loves me. I'm a hockey coach. I'm a good guy. Keller Atil, Marty time. Yeah, onion. All right, so I can't be a hater because I really used Marty to his fullest. Thank you, Nana, for saying that. I have a giant zit on my chin. Some of the things I'm watching are stressing me out, and so I'm getting some not bbcan, well, a little bit bbcan, but not really. I'm getting a little bit of adult acne, if you will. Thank you, Steven. Yes, smash the like, you guys. Okay, so let me open up my folder I have here. We have some things to share. I mean, what a finale. What a couple episodes. We have Josh coming in, winning HOH in the final four. We have him put up Betty and Kevin. Then we have Josh win the POV, and he has to decide, is he going to turn his back on the ghosts, Helena and Kevin, people he's been riding with, and who he said he would throw the HOH competition. He didn't. He won it. Is he going to get rid of them, break them up, or is he going to turn his back on Betty, and then use the POV, take one of them off or take Betty off, keep it the same? What's he going to do? He uses it on Betty. Helena goes home. Betty votes Helena out. And I'm like, in what world is this a thing? When you are, someone, ASMR girl, you know what? I might go live for a little bit about Johnny and Amber. Thank you for asking. And, but definitely this weekend, I have a lot to break down. So hopefully that helped you. Okay. So what we're watching, when we could see everything, we're like, oh my God, everyone would know Kevin is killing it. But no, they are like, Helena's the best player in this game. And if we don't get rid of her now, she is going to go down as the best player Canada has ever seen. Helena is the best, and I love how Helena was like, I am the best. Yeah, I am the best. I mean, I am pretty good. I mean, I'm a ghost. I'm pretty good. So I am the best. Who's better than me? Yeah, Kevin. I mean, he's got a little influence. He is. He's pretty good, but obviously I'm the best. Me and Ika, the best. Me and Sarah, season 3, the best. Yeah. Me and Gary, the best. Pretty much. Yeah. Me and Dean, we're the best. So I like you know what? But I think the ghosts were a great little alliance. And obviously, after tonight, just how loyal they really were to each other. And there's so much to talk about. Leave me all your questions in the chat. Thank you for the first question. Noah, who is your favorite player this season? Honestly, my husband was asking me, he's like, can anyone bad win at the end? Is there someone bad? Because sometimes with seasons you get some real stinkers. And I go, no, I would like any of them to win. You know, entertainment wise, I mean, Betty, I'm sorry. She just, okay, here's one thing she did. Okay, let's see. It's Betty. And then it's Betty when she's evicted and she goes out to the jury. So she's the last evicted. And, you know, we'll get there. But she goes out and she says this to Moose because they're a little too happy. She's coming. I don't like how excited you are right now. So sit the F down. I'm sorry. That's good television. Player-wise, I know that not everyone's a huge Kevin fan, but dude, he's good. He's good. You know, my favorite person to do impressions of this season, Marty. So I base it on different things for who my favorite is, who I like to do impersonations of, who entertains me, who's wild. I just think Betty is on one end of the Big Brother player spectrum. Kevin's on a whole nother, but they're both able to coexist and make it to the end, to the final three. You know what I mean? Betty is the opposite player that Kevin is, and Kevin is the opposite player that Betty is. And Betty will just tell it to you straight, put it out there, call stuff out. She's the reason we can tune into the live feeds. There's going to be a house meeting. She's going to tell someone how she really feels. I really liked that. Okay. Sit the F down. I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, did she always know what was going on? No. Her and Josh both thought they could beat Kevin at the end. And that just goes to show how good Kevin played, is that socially, so how much he played that shit down, you know. And I enjoyed Josh as well. I actually enjoyed the final four. I actually enjoy Helena. All the stinkers left pretty pre-jury, you know. It was a great season. It really was. And I'll tell you if it's not. I will tell you, okay? Yeah, we didn't think we'd like Kev villain, but we did. He was a good villain. It's fun to see. Okay. Let's see. Marcus says, Chantel, who podcast with Sarah. Yeah, shout out to Sarah. Just found out Kevin lived below her for 2 years and didn't know it. That is hilarious. I hope they become friends. And she interviews him. Oh my God. Kevin, almost another. Will he won with no HOHs and only one HOH? Kevin, almost another. Will he won with no HOHs and only one HOH? Okay, maybe I can't read tonight. Let's see. Jonathan says, I've seen a final speech answers like Kevin. Okay, so let's watch that real quick because this is I grabbed that super quick because I really do think Josh, his speech was very good in that he went first. Okay, so we get to the end. I'm jumping around, but it was really good. Okay. We finally got a 2-hour episode of bbcan. Josh decides he wins the final HOH against Betty. And then he wins the final HOH against Kevin. And he decides to take Kevin to the end. And I'm like, again? What? Again? Also, shout out to graphics designer if you're watching. Thank you for my rad Aquarius shirt. I love it. It's so comfy and soft and so cute. Okay. I'm like, again? You're going to screw Betty over again? Poor Betty. And Betty is Betty's pouring her heart out. At this point, I'm like, Betty, you got to back away. You got to back away. But I do understand it's a game. And she understands that, but there's going to be some saltiness after this. There's going to definitely be some saltiness. Okay. So Josh is like, then he goes and he tells Betty, he cuts her.
Someone who's been by my side.
The Spice Girls have left the building. Betty leaves. She's evicted by her friend Josh, who she has now been backstabbed by many times in this game. And she wants him to be in her wedding. And Betty had the cutest outfit. She was going to spice up your life in space. She looked so adorable. I loved everything about what she had going on. I loved that she just walked out with the little silver boots and she right away sat with the wrist. She's like, I'm fine. I'm so fine. It's a game. I'm good. I'm so good. But really, she was stabby. You could tell she was like, I'm gonna kill him. When does Josh come out? Soon? Okay, I'll just be over here. I'll be over here. I'll see you in a minute. So then we're left with Kevin and Josh. And Josh, you know, obviously leading up to this episode, we see that Josh and Betty do believe Helena's the biggest threat and that they could both beat Kevin. But is it a combination? I find it hard. Here's where I find it hard to believe. Helena understands what a good player Kevin is. And I know Helena and Kevin were closer than Josh and Kevin. But Helena gets that. But Josh and Kevin were still close. And there's no way when Kevin approached him weeks and weeks and weeks ago about this three-way, which is a really bad way to explain it, Joleen, for him and Helena and for Kevin and Helena and Josh, that he didn't see how diabolical he was and how many moves he was making. Granted, he wasn't winning a ton of comps. He wasn't that kind of player, but he obviously was strategy. So how could he think that he really wasn't playing this game to the point where he would want to take him to the end? I just think Josh is smarter than that. I will always think it had a little bit to do with the crushy poo that he has on him as just a person. I think he just really enjoys him. He fell under the spell that is the glasses and the glasses and the hairline and the little, Kevin. I think he just fell Josh in a way for Kevin. I mean, we will never forget this when Kevin had to pretend from Martha the Moose that he had to leave and Josh lost his shit.
So Kevin.
Are you serious?
It's okay.
Kevin, are you serious? I got to plug in my Apple Watch. It's dying on me here. But so I always think it'll be a little bit of that. It'll be a little bit of Josh does, in my opinion, value Kevin over Betty. This is just a fact. I don't believe that someone as smart as Josh, being a doctor, being as close as he was to Kevin, really thought he could 100% beat him. I think it had a little more to do with that personal aspect, the preference he had toward him, maybe a little bit of a crush, if you will. So he takes him. Now, Josh's speech starts out killer, where I'm like, oh, you're screwed, Josh. But, he does really well. He's, I don't remember the exact words he said, but he does mention wanting to be the first Indigenous and representation and all these really good things that I think are going to be a good reminder to even the people who are bitter toward him that there was a reason he played so hard, not just to win, but also representation. So he had multiple layers to his gameplay. And how he mentioned that a lot of people in the house, he gave information about himself that his family doesn't even know. So he made real genuine friendships, but in the end, it is a game and he has to put his best interest to get the furthest first, And so he, and then, also with that added layer of being like, I want to represent, I want to do this, So I'm like, okay, Josh. All right, Josh. But then Kevin comes in with an even better speech because it was impassioned. It showed what a fan he is of this game and how he got so far as a super fan and how he won as a super fan, which doesn't always happen. It actually doesn't happen very often in this game. And how much strategy and how much he really knew about everyone and how he really was, putting all the pieces together. And also with jury management. So the one thing Josh didn't have is jury management. He was just letting people go like, sorry, see, I'll explain later. It's too late. They're in jury. They're stewing. They're mad. Summer is a prime example. Summer is not going to forget about that. Summer will remember. She is locking that away. And every time she sees Josh, she's going to be like, I remember. So, but with Kevin, he was able to, even in his speech, recognize Herman. I think that was a big moment when he's like, Herman, you were such a big threat. Like I had to get you out. You were catching on to things. And that actually helps when you're standing in front of the jury, because the jury is far more likely to, be softer to you and to understand and to vote for you if you add in compliments about their game. Because at our core, we're all just a bunch of, bruised egos walking around like, don't hurt me. So if you kind of build that up, that always helps. So I feel like he did that where Josh, I don't think he did mention the connecting with others in the game and sharing things with them, which I think was important. But I don't think he really showed appreciation for other people's games. And when you spend that much time with people and people think they're working with you and they might not know your game, or maybe they do, you always do want to try to recognize their contribution to Big Brother and their contribution to the game, because you're essentially asking them to write you a check for, in this case, because it's bbcan, $100,000. Now, if people are going to give you $100,000 and you basically stole that from them because they thought that was their $100,000, you're going to probably want to be nice to them. You know, take, for example, Survivor's own Russell Hantz. He was an asswipe to people. You're not going to be rewarded for that in most cases. If you don't recognize other people's, you can still be a villain and not be an asshole. And I think that's what Kevin taught us in Big Brother, is you can still be a villain in this game and not be an asshole as a person. So I think that's an important lesson. It's a hard balance in this game. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I think I'd just be an asshole. But he seemed to be very successful at that. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much for the first super chat. Missed y'all. I'm back, and what a great season to start watching. Seriously. I started on bbcan 7, and I was like, I don't like this. And then I went back and watched previous seasons. And then I was like, oh, I love this. Okay. And then Josh just looked afraid. So let's play Kevin's, let's commentate on his little speech he gave, his impassioned, vote for me. I recognize you. I see you. I love you speech he gave in tonight's finale. I love Josh's face. He's like, no, wait a minute. Did you just tell Betty, essentially the only person that ended up voting for Josh to win this game? Did you just tell her that, because I just told her that I didn't know and that it wasn't planned. And then you're telling her it is. And then did you just tell Summer? So also in that impassioned speech, he's outing Josh's game. And this is where I think Josh being so close to him, and also Josh, he's not, I guess he's got a little villain tendencies. He turns on his own friends. But that is also, part of the game. But I feel as though he was a little too soft to Kevin. That's your opponent. You can be respectful, but that's the guy standing in the way of you winning that $100,000, you being the first Indigenous person. He's standing in the way. So if you got to throw his ass under the bus, you got to throw his ass under the bus, because you threw Betty's ass under the bus and you threw Summer's ass under the bus. You threw a lot of the asses under the bus. So I was very surprised at how timid Josh was. I think someone said that in the chat as well. So yeah. Oh, the grass tie was weird. I think it was feathers. Kevin's tie, I think, was more not pheasant. What am I thinking of? Peacock. I think it was like peacock feathers, So then we go to the vote, and everybody voted for Kevin to win this game except for Betty, who still, despite being screwed over again by her friend after they had made amends and he took her off the block, and she was like, yes, he's going to take me to final 2. She still gave the vote to her friend. And then they even had this moment when she was questioning, or they were questioning the final 2. And then they had this super sad moment. Oh my God, cuties. They're definitely going to be friends. She's going to be mad for a little bit, though. She's going to be mad. It was a really touching moment, Jonathan. You are actually right. But I also feel like Betty for this is a little doormatty now. He's just walking over their friendship. And also, so many thoughts. One thing that Kevin did that Josh didn't do either is established, you might think I don't have loyalty. And loyalty, people, if they're seldom is a Big Brother jury going to vote almost unanimously for someone who didn't have loyalty to someone in this game, who was just a rogue person. They'll say, you're a floater. You went to the power. You couldn't be trusted, even though it's a game where you have to kind of break trust, but you have to do it in a way where it doesn't leave people not wanting to give you the money or give you credit for your game. So what Kevin did that Josh didn't do is Kevin made it a point to be like, Helena was my number one. And I proved that and I showed that. So he knew, the super fan in him going into it, I have to have Helena and she has to be my person. And I have to make her feel that way. And then I have to reiterate that to the jury so that they know that I wasn't just some evil person. I was strategic. I had a goal in mind, but my goal was to get me and Helena to the end. And I wanted to at least get her as far as we could. And then ultimately my biggest goal is to win this damn game. Now, Josh, he went and he did not establish that. He stabbed everyone in the back who could have been his number one. So had he taken Betty and had he said that, like, yeah, I played around with Kevin and Helena, of course, for strategy. You know, I had to. You guys are so strong. I could never beat you in the end. And really, my number one loyalty is to Betty. I've only been loyal to one person this whole game, and it was Betty. I wish Josh would have mentioned, you know, how he early on lost who would have been allies to him, you know, early on. I wish he would have talked more about that, but he didn't. But Kevin made it such a point to put Helena, his number one, and his loyalty to her on this pedestal that it was endearing. And it's amazing that these two underdogs, you know, went this far in the game together and were that loyal to each other, and that Helena is genuinely seems happy that Kevin won, and Kevin is genuinely what appears to, let me look. Why isn't that? Why can't I share that? I'm going to share a picture here. Is genuinely surprised that he is, you know, winning this game. Even when Arissa says, no, you're the winner. He's like, yeah, but for realsies? And she's like, for realsies, sir, you are the winner. Let's see if this will show. I'm not sure if this will show. It may not. Okay, never mind. So there were little missteps that ended up being big missteps. When you are going to be staring down that jury and pleading your case for money, and it's people you've stabbed in the back, and it's people who thought they could trust you, and it's people you've lied to, there are these little things you can do to endear them toward you. And Josh just did not do it. You know, was Josh nice? Was he likable? Of course. I loved Josh. He was great. But his loyalty was really then to Kevin. And Kevin is going to beat him. So he wasn't paying attention to how the game was going, where Kevin knew how the game was going and knew who he could beat and who he couldn't beat. So, yeah. So that is, it's a rough one. It's, you know, let's see. Some of you are happy for Kevin. Some of you aren't. That's kind of what it is. Yes, please get the likes up. I'm not sure why I can't share my screen here. It's kind of a bummer because I did have some screen grabs from the episode, but that's okay. We will figure that out. But he was just like this. Me. And I think it is because it was kind of humorous to me, Kevin's, you know, when then Josh comes in with like, I want to be the first Indigenous person. I want to, you know what I mean? It's like this moving thing where you're like, yeah, I want to see that too, you know? And then Kevin goes, coming in with these glasses. And I'm like, oh, no. But what he meant to say is these super fan, well, maybe for BB. Well, I mean, these like super fan type people don't really win their targets. And so he had to play it down, and then he had to play more likable. And since he already looks like an evil villain, he had to play it up more that he wasn't an evil villain. So he had to do a lot of pivoting within the game socially to not be a target. And he had to place himself. He had to play this game like chess. But I just thought it was funny right away when he's like, and these glasses, you know, coming in with these glasses. I'm thinking, you could have got contacts. But I will say so many other aspects of Kevin just scream, he's watched the show, he's a fan, he's a super fan. You know, he looks like, and whatever the stereotypical smart person looks like, that's him. In this game, he looks like a threat, you know. Jay Esco, thank you for the super chat. Great season. Have you been watching? Oh, have I been watching? Oh my God. I just watched the 3rd episode. Real World Homecoming New Orleans. It's cuckoo bananas. Haven't seen anything like it on before on TV. LOL. Hope you cover it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a couple videos about that. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's on Paramount Plus, and it is so good. They're revisiting these old seasons of Real World, our first really reality show. And they're doing New Orleans right now. And what's wrong with Julie? I feel like what's her face from BB20? What's wrong with Angela? That's when I watch them. Like, what's wrong with Julie? I have no idea what is going on with her. I mean, I think I have some ideas, some guesses, if you will, but yeah. So we get this almost unanimous vote from Kevin. And I really think, as much as he pepped himself up and talked himself up in the house, I'm going to win this. I'm going to get this. I got this. He didn't think he had a chance. He probably thought he was going to go out early. And then he probably thought, yeah, maybe I'll get to the end, but they're not going to vote for me. So he was genuinely shocked. And I think that is the response you would see from someone who's a fan of the show. And then they actually win, because you can say it out loud a million times, but then when it actually happens, you're like, oh shit. It would have been great to see Josh win too. There was no stinker in the end. Everyone had their own reason that we could have been like, that's a good Big Brother winner. It was just kind of fun to see a villain win. Someone who came in wanting to be a villain, but knowing they couldn't just be this, they had to be more of an artistic villain. It couldn't just be this heavy-handed villain like we see in reality shows, like, shut up, screw you. We see in Big Brother sometimes these people that come in and they're messy. You can't be messy and play that villain game and expect to win. So Kevin couldn't be messy. He couldn't mess up in that way. He had a few messy moments, but overall he kept it pretty together. So Doctor Who says, no, he wasn't shocked. He worked everyone. God bless him. He could be working me to this last minute, Doctor Who, and God bless him for it. Because seriously, I love to see that in a Big Brother player. I love strategy. I love deceit. I love being able to, like I said, be a villain without being an asshole. Okay. Theodore said, I hope future house guests look at Kevin and feel inspired to make moves like him without fear. Yes. Don't be afraid of upsetting the house, because if you put your pieces in the right places and you convince people of certain things, they won't know. And you won't have the blood on your hands. So make moves, make it interesting. So I do appreciate someone like Kevin who wants to make the season interesting for players, or for super fans like us, but I also appreciate most of this cast for that, because they just gave us good television and good feeds. And then I was very, very shocked to see, Queefer came back, and he is now the Dr. Will of bbcan or something. And I don't mean in his gameplay necessarily, but in hosting roundtables. So he was hosting a jury roundtable. And we see JC Lynn come into the jury, and they're like, no, JC Lynn. And Marty's like, je suis mad. No, not JC Lynn. She's okay. But then she's going to take away my attention from Gino. Oh, no. She's going to put the fire out in Gino's pants. So, but she comes in. And then we learn that Gino and JC Lynn are going to make it Instagram official or something in the real life. Good luck, kids. Good luck. There's love. Definitely. We just saw Ika get engaged to, obviously 2 players that met on Big Brother. It can happen. You got Jeff and Jordan. You got Brenchel. You got Danny and Dom. Who else do we have? Tangela. They're engaged, right? Bailey and Swaggy. Man, there's a lot of, actually, that is the joke, is that Big Brother has a better success rate than The Bachelor. And I think it is because The Bachelor's like, let me take you to dinner. Let me take you to wine and dine in fancy dresses. And Big Brother's like, I didn't brush my teeth today. Do you want to make out? Or, I'm a have-not and I'm literally farting, but do you want to make out? I'm under a huge amount of stress and the bathroom doors are this thin, but do you want to make out? And where The Bachelor is like, oh, extravagance. And, and then you go home with this guy and it's like, oh, you're just a wannabe actor. So you can't take me to like a nice restaurant. And I don't own any gowns. I know it looked like it on the show, but I don't have hair and makeup with me at all times. And you barely make minimum wage. So this real life sucks. Okay. Jess and Cody, yes, they're still together. They got a coffee business. I mean, it can happen. So, okay, Kiefer is there and he's asking questions on the round table and everyone's excited to see Kiefer and he looks great. And, we find out that Summer's like still petty. We get this fun little segment. The one thing bbcan does is they put in the production value in their comps. I mean, that first HOH comp and the fire and the little pond thing, and you're carrying the discs over or whatever, and they have to line so many up, like 26, and everyone kept dropping. I was thinking, is anyone ever going to win this first comp? And then Kevin wins it, which was unexpected. At first, because I thought, oh, it looks like Betty. The way they edited it looks like Betty was going to take it. Then we have, trivia. And then they include people from the jury in the competitions, and it's almost like Hollywood Squares type. So that was really fun to see. Herman got to debut some of his improv/acting skills, which I'm sure he was very excited about. So we saw, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, it did look like Hollywood Squares. It really did. And they were just being silly. And I do like that we get a little more from the jury. Then we get people pre-jury that come back in. Okay. So we're talking about the first lady that was evicted. I can never remember her name, but she is Style Goals. And it looked as though from the edit of the episode, because I don't remember, it was so long ago, that she was kind of on to Kevin too, maybe. And Kevin was trying to, befriend her. Then we have Jay and we have Jess comes back with their glasses. And Jess says, oh, I love the outside world. Everyone is so nice and they love me and representation. I'm like, okay. And then everyone else is there. Tanisha's there and she is looking gorgeous, talks about, seeing her daughter again. And then we have the blonde lady who did this. I forgot her name, but she's forever going to be memed. And then Kyle. And I want to know what Kyle whispered in Kevin's ear after he won. Because Kyle strikes me as the type where he's like, I'm going to tell Kevin, just so you know, everybody loves you. For real, man. Everybody loves you out there. I look online. You're killing it. Everybody loves you. Just so you know. Like he'll have to have information to share, to have that moment, to feel important. I feel like that was a real Kyle move. But yeah, so we didn't get a ton from the pre-jury, but they all gave off a vibe that they were very grateful for this season. Yeah, I would have, that part one looked like so difficult. Oh, Melina, sorry. She's adorable, but she was literally there for 7 seconds. And she's like, I don't like people. I don't like sharing. I don't like the way people smell. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like when they look at me. I don't like when they look at you. I don't like when they exist. So what is this game about? Oh, you have to live with all 16 strange. Okay. You compete. All right. All right. I don't like this, which could have made for good feeds with, fights and stuff, but she was gone. And then Jay's back and they're looking, fabulous. And Jay's like, it's so great out here. And I'm really surprised that some of these players are like, it's so great out in the real world. I'm like, is it though? Because BB Twitter, are they showing love? Has enough time passed? I don't know. I wasn't fully keeping up on that, but very interesting. Kyle, yeah, that's probably what it was, Diana Lee. He's like, just so you know, I do a mental health podcast and you seem very happy right now. So I would love to have you on if you want to, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight. I brought my mic. I actually have my mic right here. How do you feel winning? I'm sorry, I didn't ask for consent. May I interview? How do you feel winning? And then put the mic right up to Kevin. Kevin was like, I can't even believe. I bet that was the case. That whisper was so curious. I was so curious. Betty loves the camera to a fault. I don't agree with that. I think Summer loves the camera. I saw Summer. She was like she's always primping, doing her little thing. I mean, that's definitely like her persona. And she wants to be on. She's like, this isn't the last time you'll see me on television. So I don't think it's so much Betty. I think she laughed after she said that FU thing to Moose, like, don't be so effing happy, you know, sit the F down or whatever. Because I'm sure it looked like she looked off the stage, like to a producer or something who's laughing. Because I'm sure many of the cast and people who work on the show have had fun laughing at the things that come out of Betty's mouth. Very unfiltered. Okay, because when you said Betty, I was like, no, it's Summer. Summer loves the camera. Summer's going to host something in Canada. Go get it, girl. There you go. Some people are annoyed by it. Odell Chick says, I'm annoyed. Johnson, Summer really played it up tight. It's fun. But yeah, I mean, she does. She was just like, you know, that's just who she is. But I feel like that's kind of how she's always been. And if anything, from her pre-interview, she was a lot more tame with that within the house. So now that she's out, she's like, screw it. Who wants to hire me? I want to host a show. You know, and then Arissa's even calling on to, you know, she had her dress was made. It's like an indigenous made dress. And I mean, there's a difference between bbcan and BBUS is they're like paying respect to the land that it's on, where we don't do that here. You know, we do not do that here. Okay. So, yeah. All right, so we talked to pre-jury. We see Kiefer from last season. Marty wins Canada's favorite player. You have to let me know in the chat. Did you vote Marty if you're in Canada? And were you happy about the Marty win? And did he deserve to win in your eyes? I'll go first. I think I already explained a little bit. I wouldn't have voted for Marty. I say that, like I said before, having used him and done impressions of him all season. So he was fun for that. But I wouldn't have voted him Canada's favorite. But he did participate in some iconic things, but it was not because he necessarily knew what was going on. Like the gummy bear thing, flipping on Gino, just his overall Marty-ness. Okay, everyone's like, no. Yeah, I assume that was the general consensus, but we do know that he had said the area he's from will support him down. The same way that when Kiefer came on last season, he was like, the area I'm from will support me down. Like they got my back. So I'm winning Canada's favorite. So I feel like that's similar to where Marty's from. And also he was representing for the first time. And I forget, you guys remind me, I'm so sorry, in the chat, he was the first, there's a certain area or certain French Canadian that has never been represented on the show before. So excuse my ignorance on that. I just can't think of it right now. Jill says, in Canada and did not vote for Marty. Sorry, Marty. Good for the part of Canada he's representing, but why? Exactly, but why? But why? Odell Chick says, I enjoyed last season of bbcan much more than this season. Interesting. Okay. Did I? No, I like this season better. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Doc says, did anyone else not remember the first player that left, or do I have Alzheimer's? Totally forgot. I forgot. I knew her face, and I remember I really liked her style. Acadian. Thank you, Jill. So he's the first too. So there's tons of representation this season. Super cool. Love that about bbcan. Like, how rad is that? She also wore the same outfit she had on tonight, her watermelon outfit. Oh, I think you guys are talking to each other. So I'm just pretending I'm in Atharella and Jonathan's conversation here. Sorry. I'm probably confusing people. All right. So we have that. Also, I wish I could share my screen right now because I have tea, and I don't know how tea it is, but apparently, do we know that? Okay, how come this isn't working for me? Let me try this one more time and see if I can get my screen to share because I really want to share this, but maybe I just have to do a damn overlay, which I hate because it just looks so dumb. I'm gonna have to do an overlay. Okay, let me do this overlay. My screen share is not working right now. Thanks, StreamYard. Okay, people need to stop saying thanks, Obama, and they need to say thanks, StreamYard, because StreamYard is always messing up. Okay. Here's my overlay. All right, let me show you guys and see if you knew about this. All right, and you're probably like, old news, Joleen, but I had no idea. So I was like, what the who to ha? Okay, so we have love. These two. This was posted by Jed. Okay. Jed tweeted, I'm a bit shook, but still won tonight. Tiffany from BB23 and Jed from last season, bbcan 9. They're a couple. They're a cup. Is this what we're saying? And I was looking through the comments. Let me see if I can. I'm just going to pull up my Twitter while this is up here. Since when? I know she was vacationing, and I expect Busy Blue should have told me this. And then the gal that runs the Stan account for the Thailand Stan account for her and Kyland was like, why didn't you tell me to delete my page all the way back then? Because we always thought it was going to be Thailand. And then some people were like, no, we were waiting for the summer Jed saga. Because I think when Jed appeared in that competition this season, he had been like, well, yeah, summer's cute. So yeah, this is real. So you guys spread it around. You heard it here first. I'm a legit Big Brother blogger now. Okay. I saw this. This was 33 minutes before I went live. Jed posted this and I was like, oh, what the what? Okay. So in the comments, Jed posted it now at 7:26 my time, Pacific time. Tag Tiffany Mitchell. Chada commented. Chada said that first IG live between you two told me everything I needed to know. I don't know if I saw that one. Maybe I did. Yeah. And then people are just like, I'm sorry, what? What's happening? What happened with Summer? Well, he didn't meet her. He met Tiffany. So there you go. Some people are loving it. Some people are like, what happened to Summer? People were really, I guess, pushing for this Jed Summer thing to happen. But Summer just said he was hot. She didn't say she wanted to marry the guy. I don't think she's going to be upset about it. Okay, let me see if Tiffany has posted anything about this. So far, just Jed. This was his coming out, I guess, with Tiffany. Now let's look at Tiffany's and see if she posted it because she's pretty active on Insta, I feel like, more so than Twitter. So no, she hasn't. Let's look at her Insta. We got to do our research as a Big Brother, as a shitty Big Brother blogger. That's what I'll call myself. Okay, let's see. Tiffany Mitchell. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of this couple? Like, shocked? Okay. People are shocked. Yes. Very interesting. Very interesting. She has not posted, but she was recently on vacation in April on 420 posting gorgeous pics. And I was thinking, it looks like she was at like a sexy resort. I'm thinking, are you there with someone sexy? Let me see now let's go look at Jed's profile and see if he was there. Because no, she hasn't posted anything with him. It was just pictures of herself. And I'm thinking, well, who is she there with? Well, what is going on? Let's see if he's been on any tropical vacations he's posted about lately. Got to do the research, guys, I guess. Well, sure enough, he did he posted a tropical picture, but that was in March. So she could have just went with someone else, like a friend or her kid or mom or I don't know, sister or something. But I think this is the first, besides them going live together, the first real post of them and a picture together. Oh, who's he with here? Here he is with, is that his sister? I don't want to put him with someone that's actually his sister. Well, who is this? Well, did he just have a girlfriend in January and now she's gone? Does she know she's gone? Well, previously he had posted in Miami. He had been posted up in Miami, posting with another attractive young woman. And then she posted the same picture. And she said, January, the month of new beginnings, with cheersing. And unless this is his sister or cousin or something or friend. I mean, these people don't have friends. I mean, these young people, they don't. They have hookups, you know. So, okay, Jed posted about her too, and Jed said, things I learned in 2021. In a world where you can be anything, be yourself. The suppression of self-expression often leads to depression. You can tell a lot about someone by looking at who they surround themselves with. Success shouldn't be quantified by comparing to others, but rather your former self. The most important things in life aren't things at all. All right, that doesn't. Well, absolutely gorgeous. Tiffany commented on the post with the other gal, and that was in January. So maybe he had something that just didn't work out, and then him and Tiffany were like, "What are you doing? How you feeling?" "Oh, pretty good. How about you?" "Not bad." "Want to hang out?" "Yeah." "You want a tongue kiss?" "Of course." And then that's love. Let's look in his stories. Does he have anything? He's hanging out. He's hanging out with Ro. Oh, Spicy V. And what's her name? Okay, so he's hanging out with Julie Vu, Tara, Spicy V, and that was 6 hours ago. And then Tiffany is in his stories as well. Oh, Chada's there. So unless they're just trolling all of us. Tina's there. Tina's like, hey there, big guy, hockey and stuff. Oh, yeah. So they're all hanging out. They're together watching the finale. Are they in New York or something? Didn't I see the RHAP people posting about a New York thing? Oh, he's with Netta? Well, I mean, he's not with Netta, but Netta's there. Sorry, I wish I could share my screen. I feel like one of those shitty bloggers. All right, well, you heard it here first. They're together. They're getting married, and Jed is pregnant. So I didn't want to be the one to spill the tea on this, but Jed is 4 months pregnant with Tiffany's baby, and they're very excited, and I'm very excited for them. So yeah, what are we calling them? Are we calling them Ted or Jiffany? I like Jiffany because it's like peanut butter, and I love peanut butter. Who doesn't? Unless you're allergic to peanut butter. You know, it's definitely a Beth upgrade. Yep. So Ruthie's got an opinion. Ruthie said Tiffany flirt with everything. Ain't Jed like, oh no, Ruthie. Oh my gosh. You know, and what's wrong with a little flirting? I don't know. You're not married. Flirt all you want. Flirt all you want. I know Jed revealed in a Spicy V interview that he dated someone from Big Brother before. But that couldn't have been Tiff. I'm sure he's dated a few too. Oh, they have pictures with her son. Oh, I love how you called him Jeb, Diana Lee. That's hilarious. That's what. No, I know, Ruthie. We do jokes here. You're safe. You're in a safe space to joke around. I just thought it was hilarious. So that's some BBT on top of this finale. I mean, the Big Brother world is just is rocking us, you know. And now I'm geeked for this Canada season. They pulled it off. Way to go, Arissa Cox. You killed it. Casting was great. We got some fantastic gameplay. We had a POV that was constantly used. We had flips and turns, and that's something Kiefer mentioned when he was doing the jury roundtable, is that you guys really didn't, you know, you flip stuff up a lot. You didn't necessarily stay with what you were going to do, which makes it so much more fun to watch. So I love that. And we had a lot of we had blindsides, we had shock and awe. I mean, this season really did have it all. It really did, you know? So, holy buckets. I'm looking through my photos, seeing if there's anything else I missed. Everyone got to ask their questions, obviously, between Kevin and Josh. So it was interesting to hear a lot of people's questions were, for their own selves, like, Summer, did you know you were going to do this? Gino, kind of a similar thing, asking about himself. So yeah, now we prepare. So now we let bbcan marinate in its, awesomeness, and the winners enjoy themselves. And now we'll see a million streams on Instagram. They'll be going live together, and crossover episodes will be going on with this person's live and that person's live and what really happened. And that's kind of fun because you have the after season tea and, interesting to see what people do, who will talk, who won't. Will Marty figure out how to go Instagram living? I'd be like, Je suis Marty. Thank you, Canada, for voting for me. I am a good guy. Me and Gino, je t'aime, the j'adore Gino. We speak French, which isn't French the way you say that, but most of the people tu ne parles de français, but Gino parle de français. So yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. Thank you for voting for me to win. Oh, I didn't win. Okay. Thank you for voting for me to be the best and everyone's favorite. Obviously, I know I am 43, the oldest man in this game. Everyone thought I was going to die. They wake. Sometimes I sleep too hard, and they will go, Je suis Marty, wake up. Are you dead? And I go, no, I'm just 43. I'm just very tired. I'm an old man who can still beat everyone in the physical comps. I have a 6-pack to keep up at 43. I am very, very tired. Very tired. Okay. So, we'll see. If Marty figures out Instagram Live, it's over. There's going to be some weird lives. There's some weird lives. Yes. Awesome cast. Great competition. Best season ever overall. Very good season 10. BBUS had a great season 10. That's all we got. Who wants cake? Iconic season of BBUS was their 10th season. So far, North American Big Brother, good job on your 10th seasons. Hopefully we'll see what they do next year. I'm very interested to see what bbcan does next year. And I am so geeked for BB24, which is coming out in no time. We're already in May. We will be, seeing these house guests move in at the end of June. And then we're already in a full summer of big. So please, let's say our Big Brother US prayers that they don't crap the bed at casting. Please, dear Big Brother Baby Jesus, please cast this the right way. Please, please, please get some people who are interesting, some who know how to play at least, no Instagram influencers, no Love Island rejects, no Bachelor rejects, no thirsty thirst traps, no one who's associated with what's his face? Now I forgot his name. And I was so in that world, and now I'm just in this Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial world. But who's the guy that still won't do an interview? What the hell is his name? He's got the house he says he owns, but he really rents it. I totally forgot his name. He was just on Celebrity Big Brother. What the hell is his name? Oh my gosh, we're praying. You guys will put it in the chat. What is his name? How do I not remember his name? Yes, Summer Addiction. Todrick. Oh my God. I blocked him out. I blocked that part of my life out. As much fun as I had watching Celebrity Big Brother with you guys, and it was so fun. And we got a lot more subscribers that joined the channel. Now we're over 23,000, which thank you guys so much for subscribing. I just had to block it out. I couldn't follow up what he was doing anymore. It's just too much. Maybe doing I'll do an update sometime, but I don't think I did any Todrick updates after the season. And there were updates to do. He's still being, oh my God, Jonathan. He's still doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't even. When I found out he didn't own the house, I was like, what? What's happening? Is nothing. I mean, granted, we're talking about LA here, and watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I'm like, nothing is real. Nothing is really real, and nothing is real, really. It just isn't. And it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's weird. We do have to talk. I mean, I got so busy, and I'm sure you're busy, but we and don't think I don't want to talk, because I want to talk. I want to talk. Okay. He's still doing shit. He's out tour, and he's still just, but what, and there's going to be this time when he comes out and he wants to tell his story, and it's going to be so lame because it's going to be so long, from when he actually was on the show. And then, I mean, there's so many updates about Celebrity BB. Cynthia, I saw her on Watch Heaven's Live. She looked like a different person. I don't know if she had just some good like fillers or something. And then, Shayna Moakler, I don't know what's going on there with that X thing. I kind of backed away from that, but something was going on there. They said she was pregnant, but she's not. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I think the MMA girl, how's she doing? I don't know. I have no idea. The winner, I don't know. Who else? Where's Lamar and Todd's show, their podcast? I'm waiting for it. We see each other. I mean, this Todrick thing is, are people still going to stay at his house? Are the new cast? Do you think they'll? I don't know. I don't even know if people will still talk to him. I think I still follow on Instagram because I wanted to see a little bit of the mess. Maybe him and the girl that was supposed to be on BB23, but then she got COVID. And I'm saying because I think they just wanted to replace her with Claire. And then she became a backup dancer for him. And she was always like, hi, in the background. Like, I was supposed to be on your season. Do you want a picture of me last week? I was supposed to be there. I was cast. I was in Sequester. Should I turn? Should I hop in the? No. Oh, should keep backing up. How far should I go? Oh, back home. That's not nice. All right. Isn't Todrick in some Madonna? I don't know. I don't even know what Madonna's doing, because as much as I love Madonna, she has a grill and a butt and a BBL. I mean, what? Why? I don't know. I mean, to each their own, but I don't know. Maybe Todrick's landlord could sublet the house to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with renting, but why make it seem as though you own it? It's just these weird lies. It's the weird lies that really get me. It'll be the new jury house. Oh, Steven, you are on to something. Who is excited for the challenge? Okay, so I didn't finish the other challenge All-Stars because I just didn't. I didn't have time. And I do that sometimes. But this season 3, is it 3 Challenge All-Stars on Paramount Plus? I'm so excited. That's coming out too. There's too many TV shows. I can't keep up. Okay. Mineshaft is training for her fight, and thank you, Natalie, for that update. And having family time. Okay. All right. Good for her. God bless everybody. Yeah, everyone's off the rock. Everyone's got it. And now the Kardashians don't have BBLs anymore. Well, why? Why are we taking out our BBLs just to fit into a dress for one night? Can you get it back in? Do they have enough money where they can just magically delicious put the BBL in, pop it out for a night, and pop it back in like nothing happened? And it's not like those wannabe J-Lo underpants that have the padding in the butt that the girls get caught drinking too much and dancing, and then they're riding up their vertebrae on their back. I just don't know what's happening. Are BBLs not a thing? Are they done now? Because, it was all about the implants. It was the Baywatch days, and then it became the butt days. And what's next? People are getting neck jobs. I mean, what's the next thing that's going to be enhanced? I don't know. Me too. See, the other lady wouldn't have known anything about the game. Oh, I'm in the challenge. Oh, the challenge CBS 2 is coming out. I forgot about that show. Oh my God. Yeah, All Stars 3. I'm so excited about All Stars 3. And like, seriously, you guys have to watch The Real World Homecoming, New Orleans. You have to watch it. Something happened to Julie. Julie got taken by the Illuminati. They sucked her brain out, put her in Milwaukee, made a Julie replica, put her in, I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean? Something happened. Lululemon stole her brain. She's saying this is the third time I ever drank. She's vomiting on the show. She's accusing David, who did nothing but help her in her drunken 40-something stupor, of manhandling her. Melissa's back. The only thing I'm mad about is the fact that Melissa didn't go farther in her comedy career. Because remember, after Melissa's season of New Orleans, she was cast. She moved to LA, which that's part of the, storyline. They're telling what happened, her and Julie. And she was like, Julie, I didn't even think you lived in LA. You were in Orange County. And that is such an LA thing to say, because I have friends, comedians, who, when I lived in LA, they'd be like, yeah, I'm in LA. And I'm like, you're in Orange County. It's very different. It's a different world. It's a different life. It's like me living in Palm Springs being like, I'm in LA. No, you're in Palm Springs. You're in the desert. So she was cast on Girls Behaving Badly, I think it was, with Chelsea Handler back in the day, which was actually a really funny sketch show on Oxygen. And then, but I think Melissa just saw through the bullshit of Hollywood and didn't want anything to do with it. I know so much. I can't keep up. That's why I tweeted about Ozark, because I just finished Ozark finally on Netflix, which I enjoy Ozark. There are moments I'm like, but I just love the actors on there as well. And I think the story's really good. But Ozark gives me anxiety, not because of the drugs and the murder and the cartel and any of that, because how is this family able to get 8 hours of sleep a night, shower, sit down for family dinner while dealing with the FBI, the cartel, covering up family murder? And I can barely keep up with my television shows and do a comedy show here and there and work a job. I can't. So that gives me, I'm like, I'm not doing enough. Because if Ozark can end their money laundering on top of it, So yes. And it was good. And she was funny. Julie said on a podcast she went through. No, she didn't. Red flag. You do not need healing through psychedelics. You need healing through talk therapy or something, because, I guess if you incorporate them both. Maybe the psychedelics didn't leave her body yet, because some people aren't good at psychedelics. And I think it might be Julie. She was puking everywhere. Gross. Triscuits. Ew. And David made a bed next to her bed and held her hand while she was belligerently drunk. Like, I'm fine. And put a towel down to sleep right in the area she was barfing in. And then she throws him under the bus. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I heard that. Wendy Bird is a terrible. She is. She really is. And I feel like she wasn't always going to be that. But this really magnified it, and getting involved in what they got involved in. Oh, I'm telling you. Do I watch? I haven't even had time, Dina, to watch the new season of Survivor, and I heard it's good. I miss Survivor. Me and my husband were doing Married to Survivor. We have so much to catch up on. And we got Beverly Hills Housewives starting too. Atlanta started, Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just too much TV. I don't understand how these jobs expect us to work with all this TV happening. I wish I could just tell, my place of employment, I appreciate this and I would like the pay to keep coming in, the benefits. But if we could, think about my TV watching, I would really like you to take that into consideration. Because, I'm hearing good things about this Survivor, and I'm trying not to get spoilers, but I go on Twitter, so that's almost impossible. But I don't even know. Where are we? Are we close to final tribal? I have no idea. what's happening. I got to get ready for BB24. I want to cover every show, but I can't because I just run myself ragged watching TV, which is so silly. And then my husband's like, did you go to sleep last night? I'm like, I went to bed at 2:30 a.m. And then I got to wake up at, 7 in the morning. I'm like, I am not as young of a buck as I think I am, I'm so glad you guys feel the same as me. Like your DVR after all is overflowing. I had to delete stuff. It gives me stress. I'm like, I got to watch this. I'm behind on my shows. I figured I'd watch stuff on demand. I know I'll never get to. I wanted to watch the new season of Teen Mom even, but that didn't happen. Yeah, usually do Married to Survive with Hype Man Husband Chell. We also were covering old seasons for Patreon members, and we owe you guys episodes there too. So it's all going to be caught up on. It's just, I'm telling you, these jobs get in the way. Okay? They get in the way. They do. They really do. Okay. Anyone who calls Derek F for the challenge, dumb. That is the dumbest thing. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to be nice about it. That dude does not belong on any more challenge shows. He can't do challenges. I don't understand. Or what are we missing here? He's not fun to watch. He's not good at challenges. So I guess the challenge is why they keep putting him on these shows. Are they hoping he gets a love interest? I mean, I don't understand. Is Amber Heard going to be, oh my God, I don't know. The petition is like 3. That reminds me, I have to go live about that tonight still. I don't know. The petition, I think, was over 3 million plus people. I don't think so. This is not looking good. and I heard Jason Momoa, rumors on the street, or Jason Momoa doesn't want, this could really tarnish that brand, depending how the case turns out. I don't know, guys. Ooh, okay. Survivor's on final 7 already. Holy shit. It's just, I don't understand the Derek F thing. I just do not understand the Derek Fraser thing. Why? Feel free to put it in the chat. Did he entertain you guys? Was he entertaining? My favorite Derek F moment from BB24, the only one that I think was interesting, was when Tiffany won HOH and she got Beyonce's Lemonade as her album, and he was like, oh, Lemonade, and he freaked out, and I was like, that was so cute, because that's exactly how I could listen to like Lemonade over and over again. And so that would be an album that I would definitely put on my list. And his like genuine reaction to that fantastic album and her having that and him getting to hear it, I was like, oh my God. And that's it. That was my favorite thing he's ever done on television. Jonathan says no. Oh my gosh, Amber's signature's up to 3. Well, some people say those petitions don't do anything. But they do, because lots of stuff has been done from those petitions. That's a lot of freaking people. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Oh my God, thank you, my husband. Thank you, husband. I brushed it. Look, it's a little messy. As long as you don't look at the back. I'm trying here. Dina agrees. No Derek Fraser. I think because of the cookout, CBS may think, yeah, that's true, Ruthie. That's actually... But there's so many other people in the cookout I'd rather see. Oh my gosh. Also, if you're not following Azza on the socials, she's hilarious. She's hilarious. I realized like she had a great personality. She was smart, all those things, but she's really funny. And she posts some funny shit. Yeah, not entertaining at all. Chell Zaddy's here. All right, guys, I got to wrap this up because I do have to catch up on my Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. I will be doing a late night stream. Then I got to work out. Then I got to do some work. Then I have to go to bed as my husband's here. Because he's going to be like, you need to get some sleep. But tomorrow's Friday, so we're okay. We're okay. Yeah, just put Xavier on every show. What do you need Derek Fraser for? I don't get it. Like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand the Derek Frazier hype. Never will. Don't want to. He's weird. His moves are weird on social media and in like this whole realm. It's weird. Okay, yeah, because I know a lot of the cookout is on the CBS Challenge show, except for Chada wasn't, Derek wasn't, and maybe those were the only two from the cookout that weren't on the CBS Challenge show, I think. So, it's Friday, yeah. Ruthie says, I agree with you on that. So many others to choose. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I'm never going to enjoy that dude. He just has no self-awareness. And he continues to prove that on his social media and who he talks to. And it's just, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. Yeah, I saw that DX and Alyssa were on a Paramount Plus like ad. Like, put Alyssa. I know she's not part of the cookout, but Alyssa would be great on the challenge. Anybody? All right. Yeah, he did. He was really selling that Atharella. And the thing is, the cookout is so nice to Derek Frazier, and they always have his back, and they probably really pushed for him too. He kept talking about wanting to do the challenge. Yep. He was always talking about that. All right. Well, just remember, these two are a couple. You heard it here first. We're the #1 Big Brother shitty blogger on YouTube, and we're so happy that you guys. He's off Twitter. He should be off Twitter. That dude is horrible at Twitter. Did you see when he was like coming after Whitney in like the weirdest way after like trying to post a picture of her at Todrick's? Like it's like, what? That's such an Amber Heard thing to do. You know, like she didn't even know. She thought they had made amends, and he still finds a way to be shitty to her. It's just like, oh my God. Yeah, Claire would be amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jiffany's pregnant. So Jed is 11 months pregnant with quadruplets. And producer Tilly's here, and she says, Mom, you have other things you need to be doing. So say good night to the good people, Tilly. Say good night. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like, comment after the video posts. Join me later on a Johnny Depp Amber Heard live stream. Thank you for the super chats. Shout out to my fantastic mods. Thank you for everyone being a part of the Leen Team and Patreon. I love you guys. I'll talk to you very soon. And remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.